Okay, hello everyone. This is going to be a quick demo for the project for today. I could actually show you guys what we'll be doing. So I have my map here. I don't have the VR headset set up right now, but just kind of flying around and looking. We're going to be taking a medical image of a spine and putting it into Unreal Engine, and then also taking some of your CAD models from sophomore design and bring it into Unreal Engine as well using the Datasmith plugin that is built into the engine. So first, if you haven't already installed 3D Slicer, just please go ahead and install it. I'll put a link to the install link in the description of the video. But all you have to do here is once you're in 3D Slicer, this is what it looks like. Just go ahead to here where it says download sample data. Then I'm going to pick the CT chest. I recommend you do the same just to follow along. But once you're in here, you can see this is the medical image. This is what it looks like. This is what doctors see and physicians see and what they all look at. Essentially what this is a sequence of 2D images to really look at the anatomy of a person. But what we want is a 3D model instead. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this little drop down menu in the toolbar and click segment editor. We're going to add a segment, and then in this little green box here you can click this and you can pick bone. This just picks the color of what it looks like when you render it in here. This is what it's going to look like when it's rendered. So if we hit show 3D here, you see nothing really pops up, so we need to tell 3D Slicer what to render. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this button right here, right next to the cursor where it says threshold, and this will allow us to apply a threshold for what we want to render. If I do this, hit apply and show 3D, you can see it's pretty ugly. So let's go back into the thresholding and adjust this threshold. I want to adjust this lower bound here. You can see that it's already starting to adjust. Again, I want to extract the spine here. So we're going to be looking primarily at this region and this region. So we're going to adjust this lower bound a little bit until it kind of starts to isolate the spine and maybe reducing this upper threshold as well. Till we kind of just get a good idea for what we want. I think that looks pretty good. You don't have to pick these exact numbers. Play around with the different sliders. Doesn't have to be perfect. Really, this is just for demonstration. Hit apply again, and as you can see, it actually updated the model. You can scroll to zoom in and out. If you hold the middle mouse button, you can pan. Left mouse does rotations, and so let's clean this up a little bit. So I'm gonna kind of angle it like this, and I'm gonna select this scissor tool. Make sure everything here, erase inside, is selected. This is kind of the important one, and I'm just gonna start trimming away the rib cage. I don't really want this at all. Just trimming around it. Cool. If I hit escape, it'll deselect the scissor tool. Pan around to the other angle. Hit space bar. If you hit space bar, it pulls up the scissor tool again. And I can drag around here, delete this region, hit spacebar, and then what I'm going to do is hit spacebar again and then do erase outside, and then I'm actually going to select my spine here, and what's going to happen is it'll erase everything around it, and yeah, this looks pretty good. Good enough for the demonstration. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. If you want to clean it up, you're more than welcome to do that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this toolbar here and hit segmentations, and then we're going to scroll down to where it says export to files, and make sure that this file format here says OBJ. This is what's going to be compatible with Unreal Engine, and we're going to export it. So as you can see, it's right here. I'm actually going to be renaming this. Because I already have one in there, I'm going to just name it spine. But you can keep it as segmentation. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to hop back into Unreal Engine, and I'm just going to create a new folder just to keep everything organized. I'm going to do CAD demo, and then here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the OBJ file that we made and drag it into here and just click import. Don't worry about changing any of the settings for now. Again, this is purely for demonstration. Then I'm also just going to delete these since we already did that. I'm not going to delete the running blade just yet. Oh, I'm running some lag. That's fine. All right, sweet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to my VR template, blueprints. I'm going to copy my grabbable cube, and I'm going to go into the CAD demo folder that I made, paste in the grabbable cube. This is just copy. I'm going to rename it BP spine demo, just because you can name it BP spine or whatever you want, just because I have another file called BP spine is why I named it spine demo. Go into here, and as you can see, we have the cube, but we want to change this mesh. And I'm going to go in here and type in spine, and here it is, our spine static mesh. It doesn't have a material, which is completely okay. I'm actually also going to scale it down a bit, probably to like 0.1 or 0.05, just something a little smaller because it is going to show up pretty large. And I'm going to add a material to this. So the default material actually doesn't process correctly, which is really silly, but what we're going to do is we're going to add one of the ones off of the default stuff. So I'm actually going to drag this off a little bit, expand this window, and we're going to go navigate to our materials. Nope, not that one. Starter content, materials, and we're going to pick one that looks good. I think when I did this demo, I picked one of these two, the concrete. I'm going to just make sure that there's not any other ones that might look good. But yeah, this concrete poured looks pretty much like bone. Again, it's really just visualization, so it really doesn't matter what you set it to. But obviously, if you want to make it look like bone, actually that doesn't look that good. Let's do this one. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Cool. Sweet. So we applied that material to it. Now, a couple other things that we might want to change in here is we might want to disable gravity. So let's disable that, and let's change the grab type. Grab component, grab type. Free looks good. And then also, don't forget to change it from a physics actor to a VR interactable from last week, just like we looked at last week. We know that if you don't set it to VR interactable, it does some wonky stuff. So we're going to close this out, make sure compile save, close it out, and going to go into our CAD demo folder, pull in our spine demo, pull it up. Here's a little bit, and as you can see here, we have it in here. I unfortunately don't have my VR headset set up right now, but if you have your VR character in the map, then you should be able to go ahead and grab this. So now let's move into exporting our CAD files. I actually already did this running blade one. The process is going to be pretty much the same. You can pick any model from sophomore design as you want, but I'm going to do a different one. So let's get our endotracheal tube. I don't know if y'all remember doing this one. Not necessarily my favorite, but you know, that's fine. So go to your assembly, and if you right click it after it loads in, it's going to take a while. Right click it, hit export. We're not actually going to do an OBJ file this time. What we're going to do is we're going to do a step file. Step files are the default kind of CAD format that we're going to use for visualization in Unreal Engine. It looks a little bit nicer, but there is a caveat which I'll talk about. So let's just hit export here, and I actually have no idea where that downloaded to. Oh, there it is. So let's put it in the VR module folder. Endotracheal tube assembly step looks good. Hit save. Go back to Unreal Engine, and really quick, make sure that, let's see, edit plugins. You're going to go ahead and type in Datasmith. And so here, the Datasmith CAD importer, this will be by default disabled. Make sure to enable it. And then I'm sure there's like a hit apply button or restart now button. You will need to restart Unreal Engine to get it to work. I already have it enabled, but just make sure you enable this. Then what you can do here is you could hit, I'm pretty sure, I think it's in Tools. Ooh, I'm forgetting where it is. I'm looking for it. Hang on. Is it just here? Nope. No. Oh no, I don't know where it is. That's really awkward. Um, oh wait, hang on. I think it's under here. Ah, there it is. Yep. You click this plus button, hit Datasmith, file import, and navigate to where we have it, which is here. Endotracheal tube assembly. CAD demo. Hit OK. Hit import, and it'll take a little bit to load. I'm lagging. Where did it go? Ah, there it is. But yeah, let's take this and drag this up. Oh, not that. With the make sure we're selecting this. It's going to import as a collection of actors, but make sure you select the main one, because if you don't, it's going to separate into individual parts. But yeah, here it is. The endotracheal tube is actually going to be accurate to whatever dimensions you set it to. So this is pretty much the same size as it would be in real life if you look at it. So it's a pretty cool way. The only thing, and this is the only caveat that I was talking about, is that there's no physics to this object, and you can't add physics to it because it is a collection of separate actors. So really, this is purely for visualization. You can walk up to it and look around it, but you can't really grab it or move it around. That's something that Kenny and I are going to keep working on, but for now, this is all you got to do. But I will say that if you do want, if you say had like a one-part model, you can actually look at the geometries, and it imports each of the static meshes individually, and you can turn any of these into a grabbable object as long as you set the correct static mesh and follow that same method of copy and pasting the grabbable small cube. But yeah, I mean, it's still really cool to be able to just kind of look at it and walk around it and see it. But yeah, that's pretty much all it is for importing different CAD models and the spine. For your deliverable this week, I just want to see you import one of your CAD models and then the spine and then one other organ from 3D Slicer, just to make sure that you have that whole process of getting these objects down. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and good luck on your projects.